Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, just welcome in general. Today we're going to be doing a book haul. There's nothing better than getting a fresh paperback delivered to your doorstep from Amazon. You can't tell me otherwise. It's euphoric, bitch. I have to say, I had a comment on my last upload about me touching my hair all the time. I am well aware that I touch my hair all the time. I edit my own videos. It's not like I don't notice. I'm just someone that moves a lot. I'm very animated, okay? I use my hands and I fidget a lot, you know? I just fidget a lot. I'm also an ex-smoker that now vapes. So usually when I'm having a conversation, I actually have something that keeps my hands busy, but I don't do that on camera. So it's the hair. It's just who I am. Get over it. And if you think you can get on camera and film for thousands of people and do a better job than me, off you pop, honey. Off you pop. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. So do not judge the hair touching. That said, let's get into the video. I want to show you guys what I picked up, why I picked them up. Some of them I've already read, so let's talk about it. And yeah, it's been a while since I've done a book haul, so I'm excited. Alright, so the first book I'm going to talk about is this here. Christina Lauren's The Soulmate Equation. Okay, so I read The Honeymooners and thoroughly enjoyed it, even though it is a fade to black romance. That was my first book from Christina Lauren. I know Christina Lauren is a very popular author. I feel like Christina Lauren is like a mainstream author like Colleen Hoover. I feel like if you read romance, you've got at least one of their books on your shelf. One or the other, both or all of their books. Anyway, I picked up this one because I liked it. I liked the blurb. I think it was Steph. Someone recommended this and I like the sound of it. So what I've gathered is it's about this, what is it? Jess Davis is a #1 genius, but when it comes to love, she's had to accept there is no magic formula. Juggling a career with raising her daughter, it's not surprising that her love life is non-existent. When yet another date ends in disaster, she prepares to give up on love for good. Then she hears about Genetic Alley, a buzzy new matchmaking company that claims to find you the one using a DNA equation. Suddenly love doesn't seem quite so far out of reach. It sounds funky fresh, something different. So yes, I have decided that I'm going to collect Christina Lauren's paperbacks, even if I don't like them. I'm the same with Colleen Hoover. There's just certain authors that I just buy their books regardless of if I like the book or not, okay? You know what I mean? Like, you've got an author like that you have to have their paperbacks. I'm a paperback whore. I remember, and if you've been following me forever since I started doing BookTube, I used to just read strictly ebooks on my phone, and I said I would never be a paperback reader. Things changed. I still read ebooks on my Kindle, on my phone all the time, but there's just something so special about sitting down with a paperback and reading it. The whole reading experience and story hits different when it's a paperback. I'm so excited that I finally own this book. I've been wanting to own this book for so long. This is a Colleen Hoover book that I have not read, that I want to read, but I couldn't get this cover that I wanted of this book from Amazon or my local bookstores that stock Colleen Hoover. And she recently changed the cover to this story and I don't like it. And I was like, fuck, I really want this specific cover. But I found it on Book Depository. I'm talking about November 9 by Colleen Hoover. I have not read November 9. Do not say anything to me, okay? Don't judge me because I haven't. But I've been waiting to get the paperback because, again, I own all of Colleen's paperbacks. Well, most of them anyway. And I wanted to read this. I wanted to read the paperback version, and this is my favorite cover out of all the different covers for November 9. We've got 2 Emma Jones books. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen these. We've got In Silence She Screams, stunning. So this is the 3rd installment to the Midnight Mayhem series, and this is a male-female romance. Super dark, super kinky. It's really good. And then Ruined Castles, which I've talked about in my last video, I believe, or maybe it was the video beforehand, which is the final installment to the Elite Kings Club. So I now own all of the paperbacks for the Elite Kings Club. And I cannot wait, because I read them all on ebook, and I can't wait for the day that I actually reread the whole series and I read them in the paperback form. I recently did that with like Off Balance by Lucia Franco. I read all of the Off Balance books in a week. And when I originally first read it, I read them on my phone, ebook version. But this time I read the paperback and oh, it just hits so different. Alright, so this book is really, really popular. A lot of people have been talking about this book as of recently. I didn't want to buy the paperback. But when I got the ebook, I didn't like how it was formatted, and I'm a real picky bitch. If the ebook isn't formatted a specific way, I have trouble reading it. This is Darling Venom by Parker S. Hunting. I have mixed reviews about this book. Like, I liked it, but then I didn't, and then I got bored, but then I didn't. I didn't finish it all in one sitting. I kept coming back and like reading it and blah, blah, blah. I think it's good. It is really heartbreaking. It didn't hit me in the feels though on the level that I wished it did. But there was just something about this book I could not connect with. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But it's about this girl who meets this guy and they're like depressed and suicidal. That's all I'm saying. I didn't know much about this book when I went into it, thank God, because if you know too much, it ruins the story for you. So if you're interested in reading this, give it a go. I know it's really popular, it just wasn't my favourite, but I do have the paperback, which I'm annoyed that I have the paperback, because I only like having the paperbacks of my favourite books. There's tons of books on my bookshelf that I haven't read yet. I might re-gift this. I don't know, but yeah, I've got that. Taylor Jenkins Reid, I'm collecting her. She's going to be an author like Christina Lauren and also like Colleen Hoover, where I want to have all their books. So a few weeks ago, I picked up Forever Interrupted. Apparently this is really good, I've heard. And then yesterday, I actually got After I Do, which has a bookmark in it because I'm reading and I've already started annotating. And that's what this one is. I think this is like about a marriage in trouble, which is one of my favorite tropes. But yeah, I've literally, where is it? I've already started like annotating and just getting so into, you can't see because I use Grey Lid. So into this book, I can't wait to finish it. There's just something about Taylor Jenkins Reid, like, I don't know what it is. Her writing, everything I've read from her, even though I've only finished 7 Husbands, as soon as I started reading this, I was like, just so good. I just love it. I just love it. I actually recently bought, which is meant to be delivered today, the memoir that Stephen King published to do with writing. I read a quote from him the other day. The more simple your writing is, the better the story. And after reading that, I was like, oh, that's so true, because my favorite authors, man, they have like this simple type of writing. It's not poor writing. It is very well constructed, but it's just so simple to read that it just settles into your mind and it's like you're watching a movie. Like, I love it. I love it when writing's like that. If there is an author that is really lyrical, like really lyrical, I get lost and I disconnect from the story. So I love authors that just have this real like poetic but like simple writing. Oh, it gets me horny, baby. It gets me horny. All right, and then I bought this book because I wanted to read this in my book club. Again, I say this in like every video, but I like to let you guys know I do have a book club. It's kind of like Patreon, okay? You pay a certain amount of money. Every month, I do extra videos and we read books together. You can join next to the subscribe button on my YouTube channel when you're on a laptop. That's how you do it. Anyway, I mentioned a couple of books yesterday to them to see what they want to read next, and this was one of them. And I bought this from my local bookstore. It's called Below the Deck by Sophie Hardcastle, and that's the cover. Stunning cover. It's got reviews all over it. It's meant to be like a masterpiece. It's meant to be a beautiful story. Like here, absolutely outstanding. Best book I've read in a long time, a masterpiece, breathtaking, gripping, haunting, and so beautifully crafted. The most beautiful, powerful book ever. Like, everyone's going on about this. Anyway, what's it about? Like, literally, there's no blurb. It's just all quotes. 21-year-old Olivia hears the world in colour, but her life is mottled grey. Estranged from her parents and living with her grandfather, who is drowning in sadness, Ollie faces the reality of life beyond university alone. When she wakes on a boat with no recollection of how she got there, she accepts the help of two strangers who change the course of her future forever. Ollie learns to navigate a life upon open ocean, and the world flowers into colours she's never seen before. In the darkness below the deck, she learns that at sea, no one can hear you scream. Below the deck is about the moments that haunt us, the moments that fan out like ripples through the deep, so that everything else becomes everything after. Does that not sound riveting? Like, that sounds incredible. I think we've already got a book for my book club, so this might be our next read, but I'll talk to them about it in our video tomorrow. Anyway, I am ready for this. This sounds great, and I believe that she's a New Zealand author. This is like top shelf in every bookstore where I live. And like, you know, in bookstores where like the staff write like little reviews, every bookstore there's a note underneath this book about how amazing it is. Next up, we have another Christina Lauren book, and this is Love and Other Words. I've heard amazing things about this. Emotional, friends to lovers, I'm here for it. I think it was Audrey off Instagram who I saw post about this as well, and she said it was really good. So I'm excited to read this, and I really like this cover, even though I'm not a fan of yellow. And I don't know why Christina Lauren's books are all pretty much yellow. Like the Unhoneymooners is, Love Equation, and this one as well. But yes, I do like this cover, and I'm really excited to read this. Then we have this book, which is kind of like a funny story, and if you follow me on Instagram, you totally have already heard this, but if you haven't heard it, I'll tell it again. So this here is A Wish for Us from Tilly Cole. Now, this has been on my wish list for such a long time, and the other day I got it in the mail, and I was like, what? And I went on my like purchase history or order history on Amazon and checked if I accidentally purchased it without even realizing. I do that quite often, and no. And I was like, who the fuck sent me this? There was no little note that said that this was a gift, yeah? And then QB Tyler messaged me and was like, hey, did you get my parcel? It's been saying that it's delivered. And I was like, no. I knew she was sending me something. I just assumed that it was going to be one of her books, and I was like, no, I didn't receive it. And she was like, what the hell? So she screenshotted the photo saying that this book had been delivered and sent it to me, and I was like, oh my god, like, you sent it to me. I was wondering for fucking weeks, like, how the fuck this ended up at my house and who sent it to me. Yeah, especially from like straight from Amazon. It was so weird. And she was like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you it was me. So how sweet of QB to send this to me. She just wanted to send me a gift, and I just think that that is the sweetest thing ever. But yeah, Wish for Us from Tilly Cole, one of the most stunning covers I have ever seen in my life. I believe that this is very much like 1,000 Boy Kisses, not meaning it's the same plot, but just kind of emotional, and it's that type of romance. But honestly, I just wanted it for the cover because I'm that bitch. I also forgot this. I got Malibu Rising from Taylor Jenkins Reid to add to my collection as well, because I am collecting all her books. Stunning. This cover is beautiful, and again, this is on every shelf at every bookstore near me with like a little review note underneath from the staff. So yes, that is all the books that I'm showing you today. Totally short and sweet. Not too many, but I'm not going overboard with buying books. If you watched my last book hauls from like 6 months ago, my birthday book haul, there was like 3 like 30-minute long videos. I got a lot of paperbacks last year. I do miss receiving them in the mail, so that's why I purchased some recently. Okay, cool. So that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below what you're reading right now. I'm currently reading 𝐂𝐕_Rose. There is a couple of books from her that I need to catch up on before she starts releasing all her new releases this year. She's got tons lined up and ready to release. And I'm in the mood for toxic romance, okay? Yes. In the comments below, let me know your number one, not a list, one, the most toxic relationship you've read that you fucking loved. Tell me the book name. I want to read it. I recently read a 4-book series, which we'll talk about really soon, that blew my fucking mind, that completely consumed me, that was the most toxic thing I've ever read, and I loved every minute of it. Okay, so let me know your favorite toxic romances. I'll do a video on toxic romances very, very soon. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thumbs it up if you haven't already. Don't leave before subscribing. Links to everything will be down below, books and all. I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.